Welcome or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 things that you have in your house right now that are incredibly high touch, meaning we use them all day, every day. We want to make sure they are as non-toxic as possible to help our health and our family's health. So let's jump in. I've got my lemon water here to keep me hydrated, and this is not a sponsored video. These are all things that I just know and use and love. The first one that we're going to talk about is your toilet paper. Most traditional white toilet papers that you get from your grocery store, Costco and your Sam's Club and all those, they can contain PFAS. PFAS are those forever chemicals, PFAS, and they are those things that help to waterproof things. They are flame retardant and that kind of stuff. These forever chemicals, when they get into our bodies, they don't process out. They just accumulate in our bodies over time. So wherever we can mitigate the PFAS exposure, which actually you're going to see throughout most of this list, that's what we're trying to do here. Toilet paper is one of those big heavy hitters. We all use it. We use it all day long. And so this is one of those really high touch products that if we are encountering PFAS from our toilet paper, over time, it may be a problem. A lot of conventional toilet papers are processed with bleach or chlorine. They are processed with formaldehyde as well, and formaldehyde can cause micro tears in our very sensitive areas. And so we want to look for toilet paper that does not have that and does not contain PFAS. I switched to a bamboo toilet paper. It's super soft, super strong, it's septic safe, and it's like the best toilet paper that I've ever used. So that's like a side note, but it doesn't have any PFAS. They test it for that. It's not processed with any bleaching agents or formaldehyde. It actually, the color of it is brown. Let's go take a field trip. I will show you what I'm talking about. Plant paper is a bamboo toilet paper. Let me show you the color. See how it's not like white, right? It's kind of like a khaki kind of color because it's unbleached. It's so soft and it works so well, and it doesn't leave any dusty, pilling residue left over. You know, sometimes those toilet papers have, like, when you use them, there's this film that you feel. None of that. Totally toxin free. They test it, which is amazing. And it's super strong, but septic safe, 3-ply. It just is so good. And it looks just like normal toilet paper, right? Because it's just made from bamboo, and bamboo is a sustainable material to where it can grow up to 3 feet a day, which is crazy. A lot of times when traditional toilet paper is made, you know, they're cutting down trees and doing all the things, and it takes a long time for a tree to regrow to the point where it would be able to be processed again. 3 feet a day. So anyway, I love this stuff. It's like one of our favorite things that we swapped out. I researched bamboo toilet paper out the wazoo. This was the best priced one that wasn't bleached, because if I was looking for a bamboo toilet paper, I didn't want anything that was gonna be as white as my shirt. So I do have a link to Plant Papers, who I use, down in the description bar below. They were kind enough to give you a 20% discount. So utilize it. It's only $15 more a year for an average household to upgrade their health. So it's a great investment in your health, and it's a very high touch item. And we've been very, very pleased with how soft and amazing this toilet paper is. So the next place that PFAS, and toxins can hide is in our fabrics. So this is number 2. I have been really trying, as things wear out, to replace clothes with natural fibers, natural fabrics. So that looks like 100% linen, 100% cotton, or organic cotton if we can find it, wool, merino wool, silk, that kind of thing. Naturally derived fabrics. There are so many non-naturally derived fabrics that do have or have tested positive for PFAS. There was a study that was done on leggings not too long ago. A lot of brands had PFAS in their leggings. And if you think about it, a lot of times, not all the time, sometimes when you wear leggings, maybe you're going to the gym, probably sweating, probably don't have undergarments on underneath the leggings, right? So if we're sweating in them, we have a lot of lymph nodes in our legs and our groin. If we don't have undergarments on with them, we have very thin and sensitive skin to where the fabric is rubbing. And so that is an area where we can have a really high impact if we change out the leggings to like 100% cotton or organic cotton leggings. One company that I know of that makes a better for you legging is Pact. It's PACT. I may have a discount for them. I will look. If I have one, I will put it in the description, but I know that they offer organic cotton, so that is a better option than like your polyester, your spandex, your man-made fabrics. There's a lot of these fabrics, when, you know, we sweat in them, they release stuff that our lymph nodes absorb. And if it's a natural fabric, we don't have to worry about that as much as a man-made fabric. We do the same thing for our sheets and towels here as well. We have 100% cotton towels. Our sheets are 100% linen because, I mean, those are high touch items as well. You're sleeping in your sheets for 8 hours a day, right? In an ideal situation. When you're using your towels, you're drying off after being really, really hot in your shower probably, and your pores are open, you know, and that's going to absorb anything that you put on it. So when I learned about how toxic non-natural fabric is, I wanted to throw away my entire closet. Now, unfortunately, I can't do that on a budget, but there are a few things that I have been doing. I have been going to Thread Up. I will link them below too. I think I may have a coupon for them also. They are a reseller. They're kind of like a thrift store online, and it shows you for every garment what it's made out of, which I appreciate so much. So I have gotten a lot of 100% cotton shirts, a lot of success with those, like sweaters or t-shirts or things like that, and very like pennies on the dollar for what you would buy them new for. They do have some of the organic brands out there as well, also available secondhand. So I love buying secondhand if I can. I feel like it's a way to give something a little extra life. Another option is Packed. Like I mentioned before, Packed, they do have a lot of undergarment and base layer options for a relatively good price comparative to other companies that also offer natural fabric clothing. I would definitely start, if nothing else, with undergarments. That would be the number one most high impact thing that you could do for your wardrobe would be that for both men and women. I need to have a sip of water because the next thing we're talking about is water. So regardless of if you have well water or city water, municipal treated water, almost all water tests positive for PFAS. Here we are with that word again. These forever chemicals are in our waterways, and they're getting in there by all sorts of different types of means, and probably more ways that we haven't even discovered yet. So having a water filter is incredibly important. In this house, we have both a whole house water filter as well as a drinking water filter. Our whole house filter is carbon based. We also have a water softener because the water here is very, 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 very hard. It is municipal water, but it does come from wells. And it's the hardest water that I have ever encountered in my life. So we have both. We also have a UV light that helps get rid of pathogens. And then for our drinking, we have a reverse osmosis water. So the reason that we decided to put a whole house water filter on is because of showering, washing hands, brushing teeth, washing our dishes, all of those things, washing our clothes. We wanted to have that water to be free of chlorine. The problem with chlorine comes in when it's mixed with other chemicals, and when it's that combination, our bodies can absorb a lot of it, and that's not a good thing. Definitely noticed a difference when we first moved into this house. The smell that would come out of our shower faucet when we'd have the shower on, it would smell like a pool. Once we put our whole house water filter on, no more smell at all. It's glorious. We did test our water before, we tested our water after, and it took out what it needed to take out. So I will put our whole house water filter brand that we use in the description bar below. I think there's a built-in 5% discount with them too. I love them. We price compared all the different brands, you name it, we price compared it. And these folks are based out of Indiana. They are very, very good. Customer service is amazing. They will stay on the phone with you while you're having it installed if you want. They are just top notch, 2 thumbs up from me. So I will have them in the description. They're called US Water Systems. We also have a reverse osmosis for our drinking water, and that is through AquaTru. We have the carafe, which I love. I will show that to you. We use that for our drinking because reverse osmosis does get rid of PFAS. So unfortunately, our shower water and all of that doesn't get rid of the PFAS, but our drinking water does. And I felt like that was more important in my mind to not be drinking PFAS water. Whole house reverse osmosis systems do exist, But if you have copper pipes, they can corrode the copper pipes because it strips all the minerals out. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm not a huge fan of that. I would rather have like our countertop system for our drinking and then a carbon-based for our showering and whatever. We did the exact same thing at our previous house as well. So we know that we're drinking clean water. We're bathing in clean water. We've tested it and it's good to go. So I will put a link to AquaTru also in the description bar below. I love that reverse osmosis system because I feel like it's easier to clean, and I like that it's a glass carafe. So anyway, that's what we use. And so we do that because we know that our drinking water here where we live, the raw drinking water, so the unfiltered drinking water, it's not as bad as it was at our previous house when we were out in the country on 5 acres. That also was not well. That was also municipal treated water. That tested not as good as the water here, and the water here did not test great. So I'm just gonna assume that your water probably doesn't test great in your area as well. There's a website I'll also put in the description bar below where you can put in your city and it'll show you the top contaminants in your water for where you live. If it gives you a little bit of insight, as to what might be hiding in your water. I actually had a friend of mine ask me this morning how I liked the, your typical pitcher ones that you can put in your refrigerator and all of that. Not a fan. For drinking, I am all about the RO at this point in time, and remineralizing the water because it does strip out all the things. That's what an RO does. It gives you pure water that then you can add lemon or sea salt to or whatever and remineralize it that way. We're gonna stick with consumables right now. We're gonna talk about food, specifically what we cook our food on, which is cookware. We wanna make sure that we're using a non-stick cookware. We want it to be sticky, but there's a way to make it non-stick. So non-stick cookware is oftentimes coated with Teflon, and Teflon, forever chemicals, here we are again. There's actually a documentary about that whole industry. It's pretty eye-opening about what these big industries will dump into the waterways and how we got into this mess with the whole PFAS forever chemical situations. So in our household, I cook all of our meals, 3 meals a day, 365. And so I have been really liking my stainless steel pans. I also use glass. Cast iron is a great option too if you want to go through the whole seasoning process of it. That to me, I don't know, it's more hassle than I want to deal with, so I don't really use that. But we use our Instant Pot a lot. The Instant Pot liner is a stainless steel liner. I'll link the cookware that we use in the description. I really like this. We've had this pan set for 2.5 years now, I think, almost 3. And I do have an Amazon review on it also. And if you go to that link that I have in the description, you should be able to see that review video if you are interested in updating your pots and pans to stainless steel. So number 5 is actually a small category. And I'm gonna start with most toxic to least toxic. So the first is our laundry products. So our laundry products are the most high touch thing that we encounter on a daily basis. And it's because when we're washing our clothes, any scent, fragrance, perfume from that product goes into the air and we're breathing it in. Second way is when we're wearing the clothing, anything residue-wise that's left over will seep into our bloodstream. Delightful, right? And then the third thing is anything that has been dried that we are wearing or sleeping on. I'm pointing to my bed over here, you can't see it, or in our closet. Those perfumes, fragrances are, again, off-gassing right up our nose. And that can lead to a whole bunch of things like asthma or breathing issues, coughing, allergy types of symptoms, lots of different things. So swapping out our laundry soap for a non-toxic option is very easy to do, and it's a very high impact area of our house. That was actually one of the very first things I ever swapped out in my own home. I learned how toxic the fragrances and the brighteners and all the different things, sodium lauryl sulfate and all the chemicals that are put into our laundry soaps. And I used to use Dreft, I would use Tide, I would use Purex, and you name it, with the little fluffy animal on the front or the safe for babies in the pink bottle. No, it's not. I used to use it all. I did all of it, and I eventually swapped over to a much better option. This is what I use now. I use Thieves. I will put it in the description bar below. Also, this is my favorite laundry soap. I cannot be anywhere near your traditional laundry products anymore. My body just says absolutely not. So in addition to just the laundry soap, we also have the fabric softener sheets. We also have those little scent pellets. We don't use the scent pellets. We don't use the laundry sheets. I use wool dryer balls and essential oils, and that's how I dry and soften my clothes. If I need extra softening, I will put white vinegar in with the wash cycle. If I have something like my linen sheets or whatever that I want to soften up while they wash, white vinegar does a great job, and it does not leave your clothes smelling like pickles, I promise. Going down from that is our dish soap. So when we're washing our dishes, a lot of times there is an invisible residue left behind. So that bright blue stuff with the little cute duck on it, right, that everybody knows and loves, there are chemicals in there that we are unknowingly ingesting after we're washing our dishes and drying them. And, yes, we rinse it off. It doesn't actually rinse off because you can smell it, right? You can smell it on your dishes. You can smell it on your hands. You can smell it on your rag. You can smell it everywhere. There is leftover residue on everything that stuff touches. So I use Thieves. I will link it below. This is what we use for our dish soap. It has none of those harsh chemicals. It's yellow. They're like all natural colorings. It's not bright blue. Why is it bright blue? Does it have to be bright blue? What makes it bright blue? Why is this okay? I don't know. It's not a natural color in my opinion, but I digress. So this is a great dish soap that rinses clean. If there is any residue, there is nothing in there that I'm going to be bummed out by ingesting. It has a really good scent to it. It's kind of like a lemon type of scent. It washes completely off. You don't smell it after you're done. It foams up great with pretty much any kind of sponge. So I love it. It's our favorite dish soap that we have ever used and ever tried. Unfortunately, before that came out, I was using the 7th generation unscented, and that's not non-toxic. So it looks like it would be because it's in the natural aisle at Target, but there are toxic ingredients in there, which is unfortunate. So I use Thieves and it's great. Next thing is our multi-purpose cleaners. So what you would spray on your counter, on your toilets, on your windows and things like that. Of course, there's lots of different specialty products specifically for that. I prefer one jack of all trades product, and I did used to get Method, Mrs. Meyer's, Greenworks, before that Clorox, Lysol, scrubbing bubbles and all the things. And now, say it with me, I use Thieves, Thieves Cleaner. It will be linked in the description. I use this for all the things. This is the cheapest cleaner that you can find that is non-toxic and super effective. It works really, really well. It takes about $1 to make it, which is crazy, right? You just pour 2 capfuls in a sprayer of water and spray it on, wipe it off. That's it. And it works so good for all of the things. I was actually able to clean out an entire cabinet of cleaning products and replace it with just one. So good. So anyway, I'll have that in the description bar below. It smells kind of like clove and rosemary together a little bit. It's not super strong unless you make a real heavy-handed dilution of it. If you are somebody who is a fan of the scented for the season types of cleaners like Mrs. Meyer's and all the others have, you can scent your own using your essential oils, which is just so nice and convenient. You can mix it up for every single bottle that you have, and it really doesn't add much to that cost. Each drop of essential oil is like 2 cents or 5 cents or whatever, so it's worth doing. All right, my friends, that is your top 5 most high impact, high touch things that could have toxins lingering and hiding in there somewhere that we can easily swap out for a better non-toxic option. Everything I talked about will be linked below. If you have any questions, let me know that too. I would love to answer anything that I can in the comment section below, and let me know if there is something on this list that you haven't swapped out yet, because I know for me, it was the toilet paper as of 3 months ago. We had been using our Kirkland toilet paper from Costco for years and years and years, and then I stopped. I said, said, no more, not gonna do this. So I'm sure there's something else hiding in this house that I haven't swapped out yet. And when I figure it out, I will let you know too. If you haven't already and you'd like to, hit that button down below, subscribe so you never miss a new video. Happy talks and swapping. See you in the next one. Ciao.